What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Learning Financial Basics. My name's Scott, and I'm here to help you earn and keep more of your money. Like it or not, we are heading into one of the most stressful times of the year. That's right, it's almost here. Tax time! With only a few months until the deadline to file income tax and RRSP deadlines only about a month away, business is picking up. Do you hate paying money to the government at tax time? I know I do. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about the single best tool you have at your disposal to shield your income from the government. That's right, we're talking about Registered Retirement Savings Plans, RRSP. Much like the tax-free savings account we talked about on last week's episode, the RRSP seems complicated at first, but it's not. Today I'm going to break down what an RRSP is, the 5 top ways to effectively utilize it, and make sure you're maximizing your income around tax time. All right, let's get into it. So, first of all, a registered retirement savings plan is an account that is registered with the federal government to help you save for retirement. Now, it has a ton of other benefits, but that is primarily what the account is meant for. The first benefit I'm going to talk about today when properly using an RRSP is that every dollar you contribute to your plan is tax deductible on your annual income. Now, this is huge, especially during your working years when you're probably making the most money and you're in the highest tax brackets that you probably will be in your life. The idea is that you want to put away all the money you can when you're working and making the most money in your highest tax bracket, and then withdraw the money once you're retired. Good luck to my generation. And your income is at its lowest point. This will ideally give you income in your later years, and the tax hit at that point will be so much less than when you're at your peak. So you really want to try to play the tax brackets and make sure that you're being taxed at the lowest rate possible so that you'll enjoy a lot more of your money down the road. So by saving a little now, you're going to make a lot of money, especially over the length of your career. The second benefit of the properly used RRSP is really simple. It's essentially compound interest. Now, I'm going to do a whole video on what is compound interest, but to put it in a nutshell, it's the idea that you're going to make way more money off the same amount of starting money if you invest that same amount earlier on. Then the money grows on top of the money, which then grows on top of the money, and on top of the money, and so on and so on and so on for all time. But when you invest in the RRSP, it is all tax-free. As long as the money exists in the RRSP and you don't take it out, then it's tax-free all the way until it's withdrawn. So you will pay taxes on it at the end, as I mentioned earlier, ideally when you've retired and you're in your lowest tax bracket. But from the time that money goes in until the many years that you take it out, the interest that it appreciates is all tax-free. So compound interest is your friend and my number 2 reason that you should be using an RRSP. So the third thing that you absolutely need to know about an RRSP is that you can use an RRSP account for 3 very important things in life. First of all, retirement, very important. But second of all, you can use up to $25,000 for the first-time homebuyers plan. Now, this is huge for people trying to get together enough of a down payment. I hear Toronto and Vancouver are quite expensive these days. So you can withdraw up to $25,000 tax-free from your RRSP when you're ready to make your first-time home purchase. But you do have to pay it back over time, over a 15-year span. So there will be no tax on this as long as you repay it at a reasonable rate over the next 15 years. So the 3 uses for the RRSP are retirement, property, and education. You can take up out to $20,000 for the lifelong learning plan and put it towards post-secondary education. So it really does cover all stages of your life. When you're buying your first home, if you feel the need to go back to school, and finally, that glorious day when it's time for you to retire. These are the 3 uses for the RRSP, and it's important to know that it's not just for retirement. Okay, so tip number 4 is a long way down the road for a lot of the viewers here, I'm sure. However, it is no less important. Once you are ready to retire, you can turn your RRSP into what's known as a RRIF. And this essentially will give you a set income in retirement, where a monthly allotment of money will come to you to cover your expenses and what you want to spend your free time doing. So this will be invaluable if you want to maintain a certain type of lifestyle and you don't want to worry about where your money's at and how accessible it is in retirement. So way down the road for a lot of viewers, but probably closer than you think, and a huge benefit for future you from current you. My final tip will only apply to a select few people, but if you're one of them, good for you. Some workplaces incorporate a RRSP matching program where essentially to motivate your saving for your future, the company will match you dollar for dollar up to a certain amount annually to help you save for retirement. Now this differs wildly from company to company. Some companies will allow you to be part of what they call the buyback program, where you can buy shares in the company and they'll match you up to a certain amount. Other ones, it's just straight cash, dollar for dollar. That always gets locked into your RRSP, making sure it's there for your future. If you're one of the lucky ones that have this function at work, max it out. Take all the money that you can until that max is hit, and every year make sure, first thing, that your RRSP contributions are maxed out within the company, because it's free money. Whether it's stocks that you get 100% match on or a 50% match on, odds are that's going to be free money. If it's dollar for dollar matching, free money. The vast majority of employees these days do not have pension matching, so if you're lucky enough to have it, max that baby out. Alright guys, well that's a quick look into the world of the registered retirement savings plans and all the ways you can use it. Once again, the footnotes: compound interest, tax-free, jumping tax brackets, deductibles on your annual income, and essentially just trying to keep as much money for yourself instead of the government as possible. Because face it, over a whole career, you're gonna have a lot more fun with that money than the government. I guarantee it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, hit the little bell so it will notify you whenever I have some money saving tips to come your way, and just join the community, you know? We're here for fun. I'm here because I don't believe that they tell you enough in school about how to properly run your finances. You know, there's a whole amount about the solar system, but when it comes to how you do taxes, how do you build credit, what's a dividend, all these questions, no answers. I'm going to be the one to give you the answers, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll be putting out weekly videos and just answering any questions you have. All right, see you guys next time.